talking about, I don't know, let me just tell y'all this. Everybody plays the game and watches TV, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? But here we are at MIT talking about how to actually become a millionaire. Millionaires in training. Man. Oh, hey, it's been an unbelievable weekend. I mean, 3 days, we've been fired up, wired for sound. We've been partying, having a great time, but being learning, educating, building relationships, and teaching the details of step-by-step on how to become a millionaire. They have this in no other company. No other company does anything like this except Primerica. And here we are getting poured in like you can't believe. This is the third one we've had in the last 2-3 months. And I'm telling you, I know I heard some good things about the one that they had the first one. They was excited. I heard they was excited about the second one. But this one right here, oh my God! Hey, let me get our first speaker out here because we got a show today for you all that's going to be on fire. Our first speaker that's coming out, they hailing from the great state of California. They from LA, California. They are fired up. They're excited. Their income right now is at $2.5 million. They've been jumping diamonds like people jump rope. I mean, it's like their hierarchy is on fire. They moving fast like you can't believe. But let me just tell you, they are committed. Today, what they're going to be talking about is how does the compensation work for real. Let me break down if you ever wanted somebody to break down the compensation, somebody that went from where they were to where they are now, the $2.5 million made over $1 million. Man, get ready, get your notes ready. At home, get your notes ready right here. They're going to talk about how does compensation work for real. Help me bring forth the sharp, the unbelievable, the undisputable, this guy, I'm just telling you, he is pumped, ready to go. Help me bring out the fabulous Gary Kornegay.
Thank you. What's up, MIT? Wow, man. I am so blessed, man, to cover this particular subject with you. I'm going to try to stay behind the podium. I'm one of those guys that has to bounce around to get my energy going. But I'm going to try to stand behind this podium so I can cover this with you in the time that I have, short time that I have. And I think it was so awesome. I heard a Red Buisan come up and just sell the dream, how big the hierarchy is. And obviously, Bobby gets up, and I hope will play that on the show. Where you guys can all see it all across the country, because that kind of leads into what I'm going to talk about today. And I had one concern, and that one concern was that when I show you these numbers, the potential of what we have with this company, that these numbers are so outrageous that it becomes almost unbelievable. And that was my concern, that people would take this as being embellishing. But when Bobby got up and talked about he has 60-something thousand agents, and 2,000 or 3,000 RVPs, I went, I feel great going over this presentation. Because there's a human being doing it. Right? There's a human being doing it. And you understand that Bobby and Red Buisan did this in an analog world, not a digital world. They had to go home and stand next to the table where the phone was attached to the wall to book the appointments. You understand that? And about 1.5 years ago, all of us was driving to get to one house and hope they would be there. Today, you have the information superhighway. Your car today is a mouse. Think bigger as I go through this. Let's hit the first slide. I love this quote. I always use J. Paul Getty. I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than to have 100% of my own. When I saw that when I got in this business 33 years ago, I had never heard that concept before. I've always been an EMT, and I put hours in and exchange 8 hours of work for 8 hours of pay. I'm not a lazy guy, April Monte Bonner. My daddy raised me and my brothers on work ethic. I'm a blue-collar guy. But after seeing this, I went, oh, that makes so much sense. It's not about me. If I can get 100 people to give me 1%. So this is real. Reoccurring income. We make $200,000 a month, some months 210, 230, but I'll stay at 200,000 to be safe here. It's not because I went out and wrote that much business. I built a machine, and we're just getting started. Reoccurring income is an economic method of receiving reoccurring income from creating, investing, or building something. For you, it's building, with the potential of getting paid forever. Let me show you some examples. A lot of you guys are interested in all these shiny objects that are out there. You go, I'm gonna try to do this, I'm gonna do this and get rich, right? And everybody has their own Instagram page now, and now there's a 15-year-old kid teaching financial literacy, right? Everybody has a YouTube page, and you go, I wanna do that too. Folks, you got the best opportunity. You just don't see it yet. To make $1 million a year, and I'm at $2 million, all right? To make $1 million, you have to put $20 million in cash in an account that averages at least conservative 5% to spit out $1 million. Now, you may have $20 million laying around the house. I don't know how you live your life, right? But most people I know don't have $20 million up front, get it, to put in an account, let it sit there and get 5%. So you can do that, but if you can do that, if you got it. If you're in the real estate business, it takes 351 rental properties, fully occupied, with a $238 net monthly profit per door to generate $1 million. You know the average person who has rental property nets $238 after they pay the mortgage and the upkeep. You can do franchising. I have a lot of friends that own franchises. It takes 13 franchises on the average cost of $75,000 to $250,000 to net a reoccurring of $1 million. So if you're gonna go out and buy 13 franchises, run them all with 300 or 400 teenagers running your companies, then go ahead and do it. That's a 300% turnover, by the way, in terms of staff. You do network marketing. You guys see all those shiny objects out there. By the way, I'm not knocking none of this. I'm just telling you how to make $1 million. We're gonna see which one's the best. $1 million in earnings for network marketing industry, the average, you have to have an active sales force of 200,000 distributors. That means you have to have more than Primerica itself to generate $1 million a year. Music royalty, my son's in the music business. Music royalties. It takes a minimum of 200 million streams of one song to generate $1 million a year. And you gotta be able to produce another song because people get bored with the song. It takes 7,700,000 book sales to net a reoccurring of $1 million with a margin of 13% if you sell the book for $25. So if you're an author, get ready to sell 7.7 million books every year. YouTubers. The young folks want to get in the YouTube game, right? Not a problem. It takes 125 million views of one video to generate $1 million a year, but you got to do the next video the next day. You can't do TikTok one day. You got to dance every day. Okay? Here's this little company out of Duluth, Georgia, Primerica, saying, hey, if you just become an SVP and do 100,000 a base shop and produce 3 more people that are SVPs and do 250,000 at first, 350,000 through first, we'll pay you $1 million a year, and that's a 24% average override if you include the bonuses. I think I'll do that. I can find 3 people that want to beat somebody. 1 million people? I don't know. It doesn't die, it multiplies. The power of tap rooting. If you say, Coach, I'm a hard worker, I'll prospect anybody in this hotel. I'm the top person recruiter in the company. Great, I'm proud of you. Let's see if you go sideways, you go wide. You get 3 recruits, go ahead and hit that. And then next month, you're gonna get 3 more, right? So now you got 6. The next month, you go, Coach, I'm a beast. I do 3 a month. You got 9. The 4th month, you got 12. And that 5th month, 5 months of busting your butt, you got 15 directs. I'm proud of you. But if you would have took the approach that Carlos Leon took and many other leaders when they founded this great company, I use Carlos because he's a recent. Instead of saying, I'm gonna go get 3 more, let me help my 3 get 3. See, 3 plus 3 is different than 3 times 3. See, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3, go ahead, is 27, times 3 is 81, times 3 is 243. What's the final number? 363. It's the same 5 months. But you put effort going here versus building. A recruit is not a recruit until you get a recruit. A leg is not a leg until it's 3 generations deep. You build legs if you want freedom. Now, if you want to be a salesperson, my talk is not for you. Now, if you want to have an RVP factory, well, I'm an SNSD. You have to have at least 9 first. I'm going by that number, only assuming that you guys want to be SNSD. Do you guys want to at least be SNSD? At least? Okay, if you don't want to be, you don't have to be. We don't force you to do that. Okay? So I produce 9 first, let's just say. Well, I get 15% of that. Let's roll with this. My 9 first say, you ain't the only one want to win. Well, go get your 9. 10%. That's what the upline receives. Keep going. Those 81 believe they can get 9, 5%. Those 729 believe they can get 9, 1.75. Those 656 believe they can get 9. That's 59,000 people. That's 0.75. And that 6th generation everybody complains about is 531,000 agents. You get 0.75 for 500,000 RVPs. Now, that's where your head explodes. We can't do that. What was that couple that just got off the stage? What are you talking about? So as a man thinketh, so is he. If Primerica didn't think you could do it, that wouldn't be the comp plan. They would say, let's get rid of the 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. No one can do that. But the company believes it. Who runs the biggest base shop in the company? That's right. Glenn Williams is the biggest base shop. He believes that could happen, or he wouldn't be up here talking. He believes we can 10x this deal, or he wouldn't be up here. The potential of this company is great. We're just getting started. Stop thinking you're done. I'm going to end with this. Invest in people. I think this is awesome when you see this. If you invest in people, you figure this out, you'll be wealthy. Effective leaders replicate themselves by leading from the bottom and not from the top. Going under the pile and pushing people up, there's a book out called Pushing Up People, by the way, is a well-earned and deserved recurring income strategy. It's the snowball effect, where you give it a little push from behind for a few years, and then it picks up momentum using compound efforts to create exponential growth. That means your RVPs. Instead of you saying, come on, Johnny, get it going. And aren't you working with Lisa? And Lisa, what are you doing over there? Help out Nancy. Don't do that. Go, Nancy, I'm going to work with you. And we're going to get you the district. And if you focus on Nancy, because you're the RVP, you're full-time. These people part-time, spare time, sometime, anytime. You help out Nancy because you got the time, you got the success. You know this business, right? You're an RVP. And you say, I'm going to work with Nancy. And Nancy goes, you believe in me? We're going to get you the district. And you push Nancy to the district. What do you think Lisa's going to do? Hold on, I'm not getting flanked. I'm going to run the division. And what do you think that region's going to do? Hold on a second. I'm not getting flanked. I'm running the RVP. You take replacement, you do it again. You take replacement, you do it again. You take replacement, and who's the replacement? The replacement is Nancy. Nancy says, I want to work with you because you worked with me when I first started. How do I be direct to you, coach? Let's help your leader go RVP. And then they go RVP, I'll take Lisa. Then Lisa, you go RVP, I'll take Nancy. Now, Mike, Lisa, and Nancy are direct to me. But I've been working with them the entire time. I don't take replacements. I build replacements. I don't take anything. I earn my replacement. God bless you. That's the comp plan. Thank you.
Gary Kornegay, an EMT, a paramedic making $10,000 now at $2.5 million, talking about building it. Compensation will pay you if you believe it. So here we go. Our next speaker. This person was a nurse making $35,000. $35,000 as a nurse, got involved in this company, moved forward like crazy. Biggest income they ever made was $213,000 a month. They jumped 4 diamonds in 2020 along the way, just moving and fooling individuals to getting them to understand they could do it. You could do it, you could do it. They built a team that is on fire like you can't believe. They are ready to roll. They are hailing from the great state of New York. Help me bring forth the undisputable Chris Achong.
Woo! How we doing, MIT? How we doing? Who's fired up? Who's excited? Man, we're so pumped up. What an awesome, I'm sitting back there just looking at all the speakers come up. Man, there's a whole lot of money in this building. It's just unbelievable that we could be involved with something like this. I'm sitting backstage going, at first I didn't even believe I could get in the room. Now they got me in the back of the room, wiring me up to get on stage in front of the room. How awesome is that, man? Give Primerica a big hand, guys. They picked the perfect topic for me today. How to be responsible financially. And, you know, I'm so glad Gary came up before me because my version of responsible financially is not the version of a financial planner's version of being financially responsible. My version of being financially responsible is as of a corporation being, or an individual in a corporation or a CEO that runs a corporation, making sure that corporation is financially stable. Everybody with me? And being rewarded. So MIT means Millionaires in Training. It does not mean having $1 million saved, at least my opinion. Yes, you could have $1 million saved, but MIT means you need to go make $1 million. Everybody with me? So we're going to talk a little about being financially right, and I just want to do the generic one, which pretty much everyone knows because your securities license, you got to get a SEP, you got to get, I mapped 50% of my income from the beginning, because I knew big crap was coming up and I needed to be prepared for big stuff. I paid bills in big chunks, so 8 months worth of rent, pay off car payments because I always had 50% of my map saved up. It made me lean and mean. I would eat less, not now, but, I would eat less, because I knew I didn't have any money in my bank account because 50% went into some kind of map. I was able to do my IRAs and all that stuff, fund that. Then, in a couple years, we started putting, money in the SEP. So we had about 10% going to that SEP. You got to set aside money for taxes, very important. You do not want to mess around with Uncle Sam, ever, ever, ever. When they talk about focus on investing, let me stick to my notes. There's two routes. There's the slow route and there's the long route. You need to do both. There's the client route and then there's the real RVP route. Let me see if I can make that a little bit clearer. Unfortunately, most RVPs are on the client route, not on the real RVP route. Everybody with me? Investing is unbelievable, but the amount you invest makes a difference. Everybody with me? And if you have so little after paying bills and trying to live, and you try to invest that, yeah, you will become financial independent, but it's going to be about 30 years from now. So which route is that? The RVP route or the client route? That's the client route. So you want to be careful. Yes, you want to do the RVP, the client route, but your focus better be 90% on the RVP route where you go get this thing done in 3, 4, 5 years, where you get, let's say in 3 years from now you accumulate $300,000. You can't accumulate $300,000 if your income is not going through the roof. Everybody with me? We want to make sure that's the focus. Cash flow is the most important thing. Not necessarily, you look at, a corporation. I took a lot of classes about companies on how to run a business and all that, because I've lost at least $5 million in companies before, which one of my recommendations is do not touch anything outside of Primerica. None of it makes money. Do you know what it takes to be successful in a company outside of Primerica? Has anyone ever tried it? You have to get 10 companies that you put all your money in, that you put your entire heart and soul in before one becomes a winner. You don't have that much time and that much money. Everybody with me? So I would put 100% into Primerica. By the way, every one of them I've lost money on. I guess it's just a hobby. I like gambling. I don't know. So you want to focus on cash flow. There's income, and then there's cash flow. Normal people get income. Business and corporations, they focus on, so let's just use Primerica. Do Primerica focus on cash flow? Or do they focus on what their money is going to turn into and putting their money into investments and all that stuff? They focus on what? Cash flow. Us getting more agents, us getting more business, us doing more production. Everybody with me? And that's what your focus is also too. So investments is kind of slow. but you want to do that, okay? Income is unbelievably scary and unstable. That's why you join Primerica. You don't want to become an RVP and then you go back in the same game plan that you was prior to being in Primerica. Does it make sense? Where you're paying bills and then before, by the time you finish paying the bills, there's another bill. You want to have extra. So save money for the future. Here's what you're doing. You're saving money. You're not saving money to invest. You're saving money for future ventures. So if I'm a corporation, there's a certain portion of my cash flow that comes in or my income that comes in that I have to take and put towards future ventures and, expansion and things like that. So you have to save money for stuff like that. You have to save. But if I didn't have money saved up, I'd have been stuck following someone else's rules or someone else's small thinking. Does it make sense? I don't want to fit in. I want to create my own mold. Does it make sense? And we did that, and it worked. Do not start any other businesses. Did I say that before? Okay, do not, okay? Don't let your guys see you start any other businesses as an RVP. That is not healthy. That is not healthy. They see you looking, they will start looking, okay? And it don't work anyway. Like, you find me someone at work, it's very hard to do, okay? We talked about multiple sources of income is multiple RVPs. You always hear multiple sources of income. Multiple sources of income is multiple RVPs. Be careful of expensive real estate. You can come to me with anything like that. I didn't even own a TV till I was making 30 grand. I recommend everyone in this room throw out your TV. There's too much entertainment happening. There's the old school, the new school. I'm 25 years old. I'm trying to fit into the new school. I'm learning everything that the new school is doing. But damn it, some of you old school need to get into the new school. Some of you new school need to get into the old school. You need to show up early. You need to be more professional. You need to get the fundamentals down. You need to be stop trying to take the easy way out as an RVP. I got RVPs too. And half of them try to take the easy way out all the time. I understand there's an easier route. But to get big, you can't take the easier route. You got to take the road of tenacity. You look at leaders that are really committed to winning. With leases, be really careful with leases. You should always have someone that help you with a lease. If you don't know how to read it, have someone help you with it. But every lease you should be able to walk away from. And if you can't walk away from it, do not sign it. Every lease I've ever had in my career, I could get them 2-3 months of what I owe them and say bye. And you want to have that kind of things in place. You want to make sure that there's expenses, that it's fixed expense. If I had tons of leases, I've never had to give up one, but I've always been prepared in case I had to give up one. I got one that I didn't look at what the water cost would be, and every year they raise that sucker. There's no way to really fight it. Everybody with me? So if I would have been smarter, I would have learned that one. Does it make sense? So you got to read your leases, and don't run from what you're supposed to do. I know you're going to build a virtual business, but I truly believe Home Depot got an in-store business and they got an online business, and we need to do the same. All right, how big you want whichever one to be, it's up to you. But every other company or every real corporation understands that. Uncle Sam needs to be a partner. Looking and acting broke is a no-no. This one is how you get this thing. So if I'm being financially responsible, the two things you need to invest in is yourself. Invest in yourself, your business, and your people. Those are the three those are way more powerful than mutual funds. Those are because we talk about being financially responsible, but sometimes we look like we're not going where we want people to go, and we want them to follow that. That's challenging, okay? We're in a visual world where people got to see that you're excited. Invest in the right kind of place. I heard someone talking about potluck and spending time with your people and building relationships. Invest in a place where you could build relationships with your team. You'd be crazy if you don't have an environment where you could build relationships with your people, and people need to build. I was teaching some of the, they're like, how do you, keep people? How do you keep them? And I says, what you got to do is create an environment where people know people. If I promote you to district on Zoom, and it's awesome that you could do that, only I know you. When you're ready to quit, and you will be ready to quit, you will just quit because you're only quitting on who? Me. If I got you in a room sitting telling your goals, crying and all that crap, because I know how to do that, right? And it's 18 of y'all, and the day you want to quit, you got to think about, man, I got to quit on Chris, and I got to quit on those 18 other people. That's old school, but that works. That's a way where you get to keep and continue building, not just continue getting new, getting rid of the old, getting new, getting rid of the old. We want to continue to keep this stuff going, right? So what's your focus? My focus is on building a business. When it comes to financial responsibility, I am not a budgeter. We don't have a budgeting problem. We have an income problem. We have a cash flow problem. We need to focus 100%. You can't budget under 300 grand. Stop trying to budget under 300 grand. You need to go make 300 grand, then just spread it out in 4, okay? That's your budgeting, okay? Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Achong. Hey, now let me just tell you this. We're getting ready to talk about where we have a partnership coming up here. And talking about partnership, I told you all, make sure all of you all out in TV land as well as here, do not sleep on those partners. Those partners understand this business way more than you think they do. They hear a lot, they see a lot, and they understand a lot, and they pray a lot. So you want to make sure that you get with those partners, because wait till you hear how this partnership has developed and what they've come up to. They are $1 million earners. They are in a position where the wife, she was a stay-at-home mom. She's the lead agent, but they work as a partnership. Art was fired up, excited about moving forward in the business, and they have ran a business like crazy. They have produced a $2 million earner in their organization, which they are totally proud and fired of the entire hierarchy. But let me just tell you this. They are in a position where they have a great family. They got 2 daughters that are regional vice presidents. You're talking about second gen. They got a third one that's coming their way. They are totally pumped. Also hailing from the great state of California. Help me bring forth the unbelievable, the fabulous Art and Susan Carreon.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, let's get started. First of all, I want to, again, congratulate each and these past 2 or 3 days have been absolutely amazing. And the nuggets that you have gotten from the leaders, the $1 million income earners, I mean, you could not get this anywhere else other than Primerica. And don't ever forget that. Go back and sell the dream on how important it is to get to RVP so your teammates can make it through this process also. I want to talk to you a little bit about partnership. I know I shared my story throughout the week. I was a stay-at-home mom. Art had a full-time job, and it was tough, right? It was tough because I was the one out there, and it was tougher on him because he was taking care of the home front. We have 3 daughters, right? Monique, Christine, and Cassandra, and he was doing the mom and the dad things. And so partners, I just want you to understand the value of partnership. They are the unsung heroes, right? I think we see the lead agent. Yes, give them a hand. I mean, I think you see the lead agent. You see us as a lead agent. You see me and Women in Primerica because I'm a strong woman, and I don't know how this man can live in the same household with me at month end, but he's done it consistently for 42 years, right? But what you have to understand is that the partners are equally as valued here in Primerica, and that's the one thing that Art and I have always planted our flag, that we could both do this and do it in a great way. And I'm going to tell you again, like, make sure when you go back home, because after this, you're going to say, no, you're going to go home, you'll be on the plane, you'll be bickering, you're going to say, no, babe, you do this. No, you know what your strengths are. And your strengths are right here, right? And that gap in between is your weaknesses. And your partner has the other hand, but when you connect those 2 together, you are solid as a rock. And I'm telling you, nothing will be able to penetrate what you are doing, right? As you go back there. There's going to be, this business was intended to be built with peaks and valleys, right? But what I want to encourage each and every one of you is don't stay in the valleys for too long. I mean, like, within 24 hours, snap out of it. And when your partner is down, you need to figure out how to get them up. Does that make sense? See, Art always was encouraging to me. He was always, babe, you could do this. Even though we were in the 6-year drought, right? He was always believing in me, always encouraging me, always telling me that one day he knew that we were going to break through. And man, I'm telling you, if it weren't for partnership, and if you don't have a partner, use your RVP as your partner, because there's nothing wrong with that. They want what's best for you equally as your soulmate or your partner that you do have in the business. Partnership is alive and will continue. It will enhance. It'll make you a better person. And the secondary thing is, please make sure if you're self-improving and you're ordering books, buy your partner a book. Don't force them to read that book, but buy 2 books, leave it on, and that's exactly what I did with Art. Everything that I always read, I made sure that he had a copy of it, right? Even though he had his work schedule and a lot of things going on, and that's exactly how we grew together. Today, I stand before you probably one of the happiest women on earth. I have a husband who is an amazing father to 3 great daughters that we have, and an amazing papa to our 4 grandchildren that, man, they're FaceTiming him as we're here. They miss him so much. And I want to introduce to you the love of my life. Give it up for Artie, the one-man party. Love you.
All right, RVPs. All right. Awesome job. Congratulations for earning your way to MIT. And we have 174 new brokers in the biggest financial service company in all of North America. Give yourselves a hand, man. That is amazing. Your future is so bright. Do we have any partners here? Raise your hand if you're a partner. Okay, like Susan said, you guys are the unsung heroes. You don't get a whole lot of recognition, but I want to recognize you because I'm a partner. I know what you got to go through, and it's big. You don't know how powerful you are in your partner, your lead agent's business. If you take a look at this slide here, it says partnership. Okay? You got to do your part on this ship to make it go. Okay? And your job as a partner is to keep the water out of the ship and keep the ship in the water. And you got to keep it moving. Okay? And so I'm going to give you 4 key points that you can use as a partner to move your business forward. The first thing is you got to give it 100%. And you got to go with whatever it takes to get the job done. Okay? I hear too many times in Primerica when I'm talking to some partners, they're going, well, I'm giving my 50% and she's giving her 50% or vice versa. That's 100% of one person. But if you both give 100%, you start to get to multiply. 100 times 100 is 10,000. And you can do 10,000 more things than one person alone. Okay? And I hear a lot of times this is her thing. This is his thing. Well, let me tell you about this thing. It could get you financially independent if you do it right. And my story was, at the beginning, is to just support. You know, I had a full-time job working 50 hours a week. But guess what kept the water out of the boat? The paycheck. And so that's how important you are as a partner, bringing home that paycheck, making sure the bills are paid, freeing up your lead agent to go out there and do something great for the both of you. I had to also coach my 3 daughters in travel ball. So not only working, but taking care of the home front. You know, eating sparse meals, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bologna and cheese. See, some people that are partners, they want their lead agent to stay home and cook a 3-course meal. That takes hours when they can be out there in the field making $500, $1,000 in one appointment, recruiting somebody. You do the work. You do it. You give them a bath. You brush their hair. You put them to bed. Do your part. The second key is you got to agree to disagree with your partner. See, from the very beginning, I told Susan, I said, look, you're the boss in Primerica. You're our boss. You're the RVP. All I ask you to do is respect my opinion when it comes to decisions that we make. But at the end of the day, when you make the final decision, I'm going to be good with it. And I ain't going to just be good with it like, hey, well, all right, let's just do that then. No, I'm really good with it because I want to be happy. And so that'll help you out. See, she retired me in 2000. In the year 2000, I worked 21 years for a company, made $50,000 a year. If you multiply that out, that's $1 million in my lifetime. And last year, this company paid us $1.3 million. You tell me what the trade-off is. I want you to think of yourself where you're at right now and your income going up 20 times. See, by the way, I have the best looking boss in the world now, right? And she gives me raises. She gives me bonuses. She buys me a new car, right? She takes me on company trips. Does your boss do that? That's why you need to work your partnership so you can have it all, guys. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Third key point, stay on pace and on the same page with your partner. See, you got to get better, not bitter. As a partner, see, when she retired me in 2000, she was way up here and I was way down here as far as the business goes. And I had a lot of catching up to do and a lot of self-improving to do, right? Getting licensed, show up to all the meetings and the trainings and all the big events. And guess what, guys? Big events is everything. Everything's a big event in our office. That means showing up all the time. Becoming a field trainer. I don't know, you're going to transition. Your partnership is not going to stay the same, guys. Run partnership events. I do that. It's unbelievable the partners that we have in our organization. They have great ideas. And in some cases, they're just like this with their partner, and sometimes they have like better ideas. Fourth tip, enjoy the journey. See that partnership right there on the slide, wherever you're looking, right? It's going to be rough seas. It's not always going to be smooth. But the one thing that's got to stay constant is your partnership. See, you saw Susan with her example. See, you got to be like that together. You can't let nothing penetrate your partnership. See, they can chip away at you, but they can't break you. You got to be strong. And a lot of you see that slide, it says NER, never-ending resistance. See, with your partnership the way it is, you're going to have people come at you sideways. You're going to have people quit on you. You're going to have people talking all kinds of mess on you, like your in-laws become your outlaws. You know what I'm talking about, right? You got to overcome those things. You got to be on the same page. You got to say, hey, man, I'm in this to win this. It's not just one of those things. We're doing this. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. See, I remember the days that in the earlier days when me and Susan would go to parties with our family, and we'd walk into the house and it would just turn silent. You could hear them going, shh, shh, here they come. They're going to start talking about that Primerica thing. And I'd just walk straight up to him. I said, hey, shh. Because one day you're going to need me. And when your silly butt dies, don't be having your wife come to me for money. I'm giving you the opportunity right now. See, that's how strong you got to be with the people coming at you. Partnership, guys. It's partnership. And I'll tell you this, because you guys are going to make a lot of money. You're going to build big businesses, but you're never above anybody else. I remember as I'm standing up here the days that we were at 300, 400,000. I was still the first one at the office. I was cleaning the office before everybody got there, setting up the chairs. I was the last one to leave. People would say, Coach, I beat you this month at production. I said, beat me to the office once in a while. You got to show up early. You got to leave late if you want to win here, guys. And I'm going to leave you with this. For you partners, are you going to be the sail that moves this ship in a speedy direction and get to your destination? Or are you going to be the anchor that stops it? God bless you. Have a great day.
Art and Susan Carreon out of California. Buenos días. ¿Cómo está? Me llamo Willy y soy de Colombia. I know the rest of y'all didn't know what that means. It's good morning, my name is Willy. I'm from Colombia. Hey, but this next person we're bringing up right now, he was a financial planner before he got involved in the business, making six figures already, got us in position to where he's now known as an MMDE, a multi-million-dollar earner, fired up, excited about what's going on. He's going to be talking about how to get people licensed. He has over 4,000 licensed people in his organization right now. He leads the company in that area, and he is totally pumped and fired about the direction of his hierarchy. Help me bring forth the unbelievable, fabulous Willy Naranjo!
Okay, good morning, Primerica. Again, congratulations, all of you, to be in MIT, to become an RVPs. That's the beginning. And that's when my wife and I remember when became an RVPs, is the possibilities that title give us. Because we need to still doing the same thing. We need to go to appointments, close up everything. But with that contract, you can make $1 million. Because I don't know anybody in Primerica without the RVP contract make $1 million, or any $1 million earning doing part-time Primerica. But with that title, you can become rich in this company, for sure. My topic today is what is moving us, is the one thing is licensing. I'm gonna tell you how to get people licensed, but maybe most of you is waiting for the process, the system, and all of that, but we don't talk about that because I believe in every state is completely different, and also you have a different philosophy about it. What we're gonna tell you today is what is important. And we're going to show you numbers because I believe that helping us to understand more the importance of that. First of all, licensing is a mindset. You need to understand the importance to help people license, to have more distribution. Have intentionally, not by chance, because most people believe or leave that responsibility to an office manager or to the company to license people and hope somebody get licensed. Doesn't work in that way. Now, in our hierarchy, we don't have an office manager to run the licensing. Why? Because the office manager only work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And what happened during the weekend? What happened during the night? If the agent want to schedule the test or want to do something in past now, the office manager is not available. That's why in our hierarchy, the regional leader has the responsibility to do all the licensing, to take care about their people. And also, when they become RVPs, they know exactly what to do with the licenses. Hope is not a strategy. You need to do the things. You don't need to, okay, let me recruit somebody, send to a class, and we hope they get licensed. Doesn't work. You need to take care in the whole process of the system you're gonna use until that person gets licensed. What happened after the people get licensed, we really don't know. But the numbers are the numbers. If you have 100 people licensed, for sure you're gonna do 30,000 in premium. First of all, I'm gonna show you a secret. The Primerica secret is the 4 fundamentals. If you recruit people, license them, field training, and promote them, that's the fundamental. You don't need to do anything else. Normally, we look for something different. We need to, like the secret, but it's no secret here. It's just maintain doing the same thing. I'm going to show you, this is the licensing year today. The base shops, who license more people in the company, obviously, we are number 1. But we have in the top 39, we have 10 base shops from our hierarchy. Why? Because we talk all the time over 6,000 RVPs. We have 10 in the top 39. Why? Because we think our mindset is licensing. Also, True First. True First is your base shop and your first generation RVPs. We are number 1. We already licensed 982 people permanent license already this year. We have number 2, Miguel Illich, my best friend. And it's 472 already this year. But also we have in number 14, senior SVP, Diana Macias. And then we have number 32, we have Jorge Finolis, an RVP. And all of them competing with the biggest True First in the company. Why? Because our mindset is licensing. And this is, for me, really the secret. The secret to get people licensed, because you recruit a lot of people. That's perfect. Everybody can recruit anyone, because recruit people in Primerica is not like you are a genius recruiting somebody for $99 and the company pay all the licensing that nobody give them. Like no other company give the sponsor to get the Series 6. It's not like a magic or secret or you are the genius because you recruit a ton of people. If you recruit a lot of people, it's because you talk with more people. But the secret is this. The next slide is show you. You can look this online. Is how many people complete the class. Our main focus in our office is the completions. The people who finish the class. It's on a report for that. And out of the 50 in that list, 17 are from our hierarchy. 17 RVPs are from, because we are focused in the people finish. We know normally when the people finish, 80% of the time they get the license. That's why we license a lot. Maybe we are not the ones who recruit more, okay? We are in the top, but we are the who license more. Our licensing ratio is around 20% because of the system that we have, but it's not the system, it's what we take care about of the competitions. That's our main focus. The people finish the class, we do you can pass, in our recommendation. It's better to go to a class, but in our case, because of the language, we need to use you can pass because in no every state, we have the ability to have the material or the exam in Spanish. That's why we use you can pass it, because you can study in Spanish and English and the translation then. Then the next part is the team size. The team size matter, or the size matter. Team size matter. Okay. Okay. What in our hierarchy we have in the top 30 base shop in the company, in the RVPs. We have over the 30. We have 9 in the top. We are thinking about license all the time, and the goal or the RVPs in our hierarchy is to get more people licensed. I'm going to show you why. The next slide. This is an example of the people who made over 200,000 in our hierarchy. We have our daughter, Willy Naranjo and Juan Cardenas, in January 2020. They had 41 codes. They are not coachable at that time. They are being already an RVPs, and we don't know what they do, but they don't are coachable with us, and they have only 41 codes and making 50,000. In 2020, because of the pandemic, they need to be in our home the whole pandemic. Every day we talk, and I don't know, somehow they start listening us, and okay, it's code, okay, let's, I don't know what that happened. And in that, between January last year to October this year, they grow to 147 codes, and they make 262,000. They grow their license, they grow their income. It's same thing with Yarelkis and Ben. Last year they had 62 codes, 93,000 in income. They grow 100 codes. Right now they are 220,000 in income. The next slide, we have Juliana Nicoletti. Juliana, last year has 179 license. In this year, this last month, she had 264 license, almost 100 license more. They're double her income, 330,000. Also, Juliana Nicoletti is her sister. She has different codes. Juliana, the replacement of Juliana was Angie. That's her replacement. Juliana don't say, no, it's my sister, let me stay with her. No, okay, I need to go to RVP. I leave my sister as a replacement. Her replacement is direct, both are direct to Miguel. It's making around 300,000 in income. Grow their license from 64 license to 168 license in a year and a half, and almost tripled her income. In the next slide, you're gonna see Jorge Marinez Finol. Jorge and Marinez was the Miguel replacement. And when they became an RVP, their replacement, they leave us 100 codes as a replacement. Okay, Jorge Marinez. Last year, he had 225 codes. This year, 378, from 200,000 to 400,000 in income. Why? Because they had more license. In our hierarchy, we know if we have more license, we're gonna make more money. It's that simple. Juan and Maria, last year they have 100 codes. This year, 263. They grow from 155,000 to 400,000 in income. More license, more income. Then we have Diana Macias and Miguel Illich. I believe that, exactly. Diana Macias and Miguel Illich. Diana, she had 446 codes, 300,000 in income, and now she had 562, grow around 100,000, and her income moved 200,000 in income. And Miguel Illich, look this. Last year, he has 1,000 codes, okay, 600,000 in income, and he moved 600 code more and double his income. Right now it's $1.2 million in income. Why? Because he has more license. That's why team size matter. In the next slide, you're gonna see this is a banner, something the company sent us, and we are, and it says team size for the win. That's our main focus. More licensed people, more income. That's so simple. And that's why we became, in 2017, the $82 million earner. In April 2020, we made $2 million, and in November the same year, only seven months difference, we made $3 million. Why? Because we have more people licensed. In the next slide, I'm gonna show you what happened with the license through first. In May 2017, when we reached 1,000 codes, our income was $1 million. In April last year, when we crossed 2,000 codes through first, our income moved to $2 million. In November last year, when we crossed 3,000 codes through first, our income moved to $3 million. It's scary, no? What we need to do to go to 4 million? Okay, 4,000 codes through first, and we are working on that. We don't know when it's going to happen. I tell you yesterday, we don't rush for that. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. We don't know. It's if in a year, in 6 months, in 2 years, in 3 years. That doesn't matter. At the end, it's the business we are growing, because if we have 4,000 codes through first and we make $4 million, that $4 million is stable. We're going to have a stable business for life because of the business we are growing. Because I can invest all my money in an annuity, and I'm gonna make 200, 300, 500,000 in income. I'm gonna reach the 4 million, but it's not the case. My wife and I, we want to grow a solid business and something that we teach to our people. And this is so important because in our hierarchy, this is the philosophy. Learn the fundamental of the game and stick to them. We don't change anything. The 4 fundamental, that's what we do. We recruit people, we license people, we promote people, we do production, do free field training, and we do that every time with a new recruit. We don't change anything. We don't invite or we don't take something for one speaker and, okay, this is the new thing that we're going to do. No, we're still doing the same. That's why we understand as a business owner, my wife and I, we study the business because we are entrepreneurs. And we understand if you have more license, you're going to make more money. And the profitability of the business is in your base shop and in first generation. That's the most important. That's why it's so important to have a big base shop and promote RVPs and have a very good replacement. Why? Because if you get a very good replacement, that is going to be your next RVP. That's why we have around 21 direct RVPs because we take very good replacements. And now we have, in the next 12 months, we're going to have around 4, 5, 6 new RVPs from our base shop, and all of them are replacement. We don't train them. The RVP who've been promoted, train them, get us a RVP as a replacement, then they develop their own replacement, leave us a replacement, they become an RVP, and that's the secret, okay? I hope this information helped you, and thank you so much for listening, and see you at the top.
Hey, we are down to it. We are ready for our closing speaker. And this closing speaker, they gonna dance, they gonna light it up. I'm telling you, they fired up, they gonna put their own music on. I don't know how they coming, but they coming raw and live. Get ready. This person has been with this company 40 years, older than you've been around. Been with here 40 years. Ran Canada, took Canada to a whole nother level. Came back after Rick and John decided, hey, we need to have you here. Came back, moved in, and took over as the president of the company. And since 2015, they have been the CEO of this company. And let me just tell you that this is the hardest, most knowledgeable CEO in the United States of America. I'm telling you, every meeting, every conference call I've been on, and you can't trick him into a conversation that he don't know something about. He is all engaged. You want to have a CEO like this, I promise you, he gets the job done, and his patience is like unbelievable to deal with as many people as he deals with. So help me bring forth our CEO, Glenn Williams!
All right. Thank you. Y'all are too kind. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Y'all are so kind. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, now I got to tell you something. I saw y'all a couple of days ago and you look different now. Do you feel different now? Most importantly, are you different now? So hadn't MIT been an incredible experience? Would you agree with that? Isn't this something that's totally unique? Designed to be life-changing. How many truly can feel yourself changing as a result of being here? That's what this is all about. And that's why it's my privilege as your CEO to invite the 36th class of MIT to stand and grab your hats. Everybody's got a hat on their table that looks like this. You need to put your hat on and get ready for the final commissioning and the hat toss that comes at the end. And this part will be on TV, okay?
So here comes your challenge. By my authority as CEO of Primerica, I hereby declare this 36th class as graduates of Millionaires in Training and fully qualified to claim your future as millionaires. Throw that hat!